dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the twilight.
I got love for you, no lie. I give my best, I try. Someday we'll touch the sky. You're an angel, look up, baby. Wipe all your tears away. I know it's been crazy, but keep your head up high.
Foot chase through the projects, dodging foreign objects. Street knowledge, I should've went to college. Odds stacked against me, surviving off instinct. 3 blocks from the precinct. Lil' homie caught a case, elders lost family members. Product of his environment, projects produce violence in the middle of the streets, cause that's how we eat. Just heard rap about the trap, don't mean I ain't about peace.
We must stand together, all
Get up. Get up. Ah,
Wake up. Welcome to the Tampa.
it makes you
Yeah.
want to slide across the floor, don't it?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. It make you want to wake up. Get on up. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Kiana.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project at the Community Development and Training Center, aka CDAT.
See that?
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
The new
gangsta.
baby.
And if you don't know,
Now you know.
no.
I just said see that. It sounds real squeaky. It's like see that. Yeah, something like a little squeaky.
So if you don't know, now you know. I was having a conversation this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
And it occurred to me
Mm-hmm.
that there's really no reason not to know anything. Like, that whole I don't know. Like, there's really no reason to not know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as soon as you decide that you don't know, there is a way to know. So we got no excuse for not knowing. We're in an information age. So how can you justify?
But okay, I'm
in an information age.
So here you go. You ready for the justification?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so much information.
Okay.
A lot of times you are getting misinformation.
Okay.
So you think you know, but you don't know. And then also, depending on, let's say, because a lot of people use AI and they ask AI a lot of questions, depending on how you ask,
right,
will determine what answer you get. So if you say, hey, do people hate baseball? They're going to give you the statistics of the people that hate it. Okay. And it's gonna be like, yeah, people hate baseball because but then if you ask, hey, do people love baseball? They're gonna say, yes, people love baseball. Boom, boom, boom.
And then they'll give you so
depending on how, yes, and how you ask it.
Yeah.
So just FYI.
But I mean, AI is not the only way to know.
No, but it's Google too, because you Google
books and all of that stuff.
Yeah, books, but we've always had books.
Yeah. And I've always read books.
Oh.
Right.
But I'm just saying, because it was saying like there's no reason. And I was just saying like, you get
what I'm saying is the information is available. Now you got to vet it and you got to make sure that what you're reading is not misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
But there's information that's available.
It is.
So, yeah.
It is. That's all. Yeah.
So go get it. If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. So how was your weekend?
Oh man, my weekend was great actually. So had to take a minute. That it was like download. That was the weekend feed. So I went by the I Care Health and Wellness event.
Okay.
Over at Dominion Worship Center.
Okay.
And it was amazing. Shout out to the organizers, I Care St. Pete, Dominion Worship Center. Really seemed like everybody from the church. Like Pastor Mac, Bishop Solomon. I'm calling names. I'm gonna forget somebody, but it was great.
Okay, yeah.
They also had senior bingo, so it was the neighborhood association was one of the partners, and they organized some bingo, and so it was good.
Okay,
they had prizes for people in there.
Bingo. Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it was good. It was a good weekend. And then yesterday didn't really do too much. Just kind of stayed at the house and chilled.
And just chilled.
Yep. Had my grandson.
Yeah.
Can we unmute?
Yeah.
I'm not saying words and I'm not hearing it, so hopefully they can hear us good. Let us know. Mama Blue, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Yeah. All right, but if not, they'll let us know. So thank y'all. So how was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good as well. I'm trying to see we definitely celebrated yesterday.
Okay.
We rented out the Hammock Hall on 31st Street.
Okay.
And so
Boyd Hill, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. One of the centers over there. And so we hung out there. We did Easter egg hunt with the kids. No real eggs.
Okay. So just the plastic?
Yeah, because real eggs so expensive. You can't.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, you can't get. You can't get those expensive eggs.
True. Okay. Easter egg hunting with eggs,
No,
$10 a dozen.
well, that's okay because
I can pull that off.
we did, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you went with the plastic.
We went with the plastic, and then we had some golden eggs, and so the golden eggs definitely had some money in it.
Okay.
For the children, we had a lot of children, and then we did buffet style, like everybody brought their food.
Okay.
So it was a nice little time.
Favorite Easter memories?
You know, I would say as a little girl.
Okay.
Is like we've all like growing up, we had they bought us all the same dresses, did our hair alike.
Okay.
So you got pictures
so that Crown Royal grease
and all because you know you get your straightening comb, you got your curls. So
I
me
what Easter smelled like. Yeah.
So me, Keisha,
like
burning hair. That's fine.
You know I had all sisters, right?
Yeah. So me, Keisha, Trina always dressed alike because me and Keisha 6 weeks apart. Trina like 2 years under us.
Okay.
So they always just threw her in the mix. Right. And then Corey and James dressed alike. Mm-hmm. Lil Reggie, he had his own style.
Okay.
But yeah, and I remember just having yeah, and had pictures of like just looking at the pictures of us in our floral dresses, getting ready with our white gloves on, getting ready to go to church on Easter Sunday. Yeah. Because you know that was a real big thing. Like if you didn't go to church any other time, you definitely went on Sunday. Yes. Yeah. Okay. But we did go to church a lot.
So I don't remember going to church on Easter, but I remember going to Leesburg, like to my grandma's house.
Okay, Leesburg was your spot.
That was where my mama from. So, you know, so I spent summers there and like a lot of time. But yeah, so and like when my grandma was alive, she celebrated every holiday.
Yeah.
Like every holiday.
Donut Day.
New Year's.
Okay.
Valentine's Day. Green cakes on St. Patrick's Day.
I love it.
Like every holiday.
Yeah.
And so Easter and Thanksgiving, those were the two big ones. But Easter, I just remember going and she would do the Easter egg hunt in the backyard. And I had a cousin Snoop, that God be pleased with him. He always would find the egg. And when we got older, we started like wondering if he was really cheating. I think he might have been cheating.
He was just better than y'all, maybe. And you know what else I miss about Easter?
He was cheating.
He was totally cheating. What I do miss about Easter, and we stopped this probably like the last COVID probably was the last time we did it, is our Easter parade.
Okay, yeah. I don't remember.
So it's our Easter parade.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, like
literally, like we used to get a banner, and then we'll crown Mr. and Mrs. Easter, and like get the card. We let the kids get like all the pots and pans to be the band walking down the street, like hitting stuff, boom, and we walk around the neighborhood and tell everybody Happy Easter.
Okay, now I hear that.
And now we did that for a long time. And everybody used to look forward to us walking down the street saying Happy Easter because they knew we were coming.
I hear that. So the question, are you too woke for Easter? Like does Easter...
I'm not too...
Is that like that's like we don't do Easter because we know better now?
I'm not too woke for anything. I'm telling you this right now. Like, yeah. It got me the fun police. Yeah. Like you just taking the fun out of everything. And
you know that's the pagan holiday.
Everything is.
Pagan white man, Easter bunnies don't lay eggs, so you're lying to your children. You gotta tell the baby the truth. You can't, no, don't do that.
Don't put me on. Don't put me on the camera.
My sister.
Don't eat the swine, my brother. No, I'm just not that. Like and I'm very woke. Like you know what I mean. Like I'm aware. Yeah, but I'm also like there's a balance. And your childhood wasn't that bad. Like they sit up there and be like, dude, I'm not doing my kids like that. My mama lied to me all. You was excited about getting those gifts.
Yeah.
It gave you imagination, creativity. And I just think when you look at it like you
are we perpetuating the system of something?
Well, you don't have to do all the other extra stuff to still get like I like family time. Yeah. That's really what I like holidays for more than anything else. that means more to me than whatever name you can give it.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you on that. My thing with all of this stuff is just tell your kids the truth. Like let them know the truth. Like I mean, it's obvious, of course, that if you're paying attention, Easter bunnies don't lay eggs.
Right.
And so there's symbolism and there's meaning. And so we would tell our children what the symbols and what the meaning of that stuff was, and give them the origin story, and then tell them, all right, 1, 2, 3, go get your egg.
Right.
Like we ain't hating on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not depriving the children of the opportunity to enjoy themselves and just be kids.
Yeah, I think it's just allowing them to be kids, and I think the imagination is such a beautiful thing, and we taking it away from our children because we're so woke. Like when you find out, like people sit up there, have you ever heard like they write their stories and it's this dramatic story, it has all this stuff that would never happen, or you can assume that it doesn't. It's the imagination that's in their mind that tell them they can do anything. And once we start telling them that they can't, we start to cap their imagination and putting them in the box. And that part I don't like.
I hear that. Speaking of the imagination and writing, I saw Professor Donnie was at Story 727.
Yeah.
And he did an exercise with the youth. Shout out to Professor Donnie, King Jab, the voice of the people, Eric Jackson, Story 727. Stringing together obviously remarkable youth doing great programming. And at their event yesterday, he did a prompt for them and basically getting them to start practice writing, creative writing. And it was interesting because the prompt, you have to use your imagination. And he said, imagine like you wake up this morning as a roach, right? But you don't speak English. You can't tell people what's going on. Everybody looking for you, and you're a roach, and you got to try and describe. You got like,
and you gotta stay alive, because when people see roaches, that's the first thing that come to mind. How am I gonna make this 24 hours?
But that's what the prompt was about. Like, what is your what's going through your mind waking up as a roach? People looking. And I thought that was an interesting prompt because it inspires you to start writing and being creative. But
and somebody tell you you'll never be no roach.
Yeah, right.
You'll never be no roach. There's no listen. There's no way that you're gonna wake up on this day on this earth and wake up and be a roach, and people can't fight. So why would you
ever imagine putting yourself in
you see where I'm going with this? You see where I'm going? Yeah, you see, that's all.
I can be like a party pooper.
Yeah, we know. Listen, we know bunnies don't lay eggs. We know. But can we pretend today?
Yeah, can we? Yeah. Like you said, using the imagination. Also, the spirit of Easter. So, do you think that the whole resurrection day, and people going to church? Like I used to see. I don't know if it's just my algorithm changed or what, but I used to get a lot of pictures of people, with their Easter outfits. Children dressed up.
It's definitely not the same, but the climate of church has changed.
Yeah.
So you're looking at people just don't, fall because you're so woke. You don't follow, and some of that is good. Like you can't be lied to anymore about some things. So, and so, but those are grown up. So those are grown up decisions that you made, not children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like now you're grown. You're like, I.
And if you haven't been to church in a while. Easter Sunday is usually not the time when you want to start back going, right? Because it's like so crowded, it's full, and it's all this other extra stuff that's happening.
I don't know, but if the day you decide is Easter, go.
Right on.
It's about the community.
Yeah, and it's fellowshipping and
people, and so people be like, I don't need people. It's about when you find people that can that think like you or going on the same path, it's about accountability. Right. And people don't like accountability. And you need accountability in this world.
That's true. So y'all listen to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. It's Motivational Monday. So tell your friends, tell them that we here. We still in the spring marathon.
We is. And while we're talking about motivation, I want to make a basket so bad this year.
Easter basket?
I did. I wanted to do some adult baskets. No, I did not.
Okay.
So this is why I'm talking about it. So right.
Okay.
And then I look at all these people who sold all these baskets.
Yeah.
I'm proud of y'all. Black people is creative.
Speaking of black people being creative, what are your thoughts on I saw a Chunky Sunday yesterday, Lake McGorry. I saw the Deuces because yesterday was 420.
Yeah.
Some 420 gatherings.
Okay.
Maybe they was getting as well. Resurrection Sunday. So yeah, what are your thoughts on just kind of how people were hanging out and
hang out, enjoy your life as long as you're safe. Now I will tell you is that like those many people in such a small area for me ain't good for me.
I hear that.
I'm too grown. Like I just don't want to. Yeah, like even if I go and show my face, I'm like a 5-minute person, and like, I know a lot of people, and then I end up in a whole lot of conversations with a lot of people, and so and it's
figure out how to do a whole lot of conversations. When I go, like if somebody like hit me up, I be there.
It's hard. That's what's
moving through. Like that was one of the things as a politician that I wasn't really good at. It's like working rooms.
Because
it's like, okay, I'm in here. What up? But then, like, if you get me and you to the side and you got something that's has my attention, I'll be there. I'll spend the time.
And you will, but sometimes you can't. Like sometimes it's not the time. Now, what I will find myself if you get me and I'm not in that mode, probably after the first 2 minutes, I don't know nothing you said.
Okay.
Like if I'm not in that mode, like I'm
gonna miss
I'm gonna miss everything. Yeah. Like especially like if I just start saying and I ain't got no opinion on it, I ain't heard nothing. I ain't heard nothing.
Another part of this season that I'm in too is I'm practicing saying no. So while I was at the event, the I Care Health and Wellness event, somebody asked me, would I join the board of this organization, and I'm like,
no,
no, I'm not even considering that. And it was a time where I thought, because she made a great case, I think she was saying that it's very little representation of our community on the board, and a lot of the decisions that they're making, all of the things that we hear from people who are boots on the ground. Because she's like, I'm in this community, but the board, they're not giving me the support that I need. I need resources. They're trying to do what they do on other areas here. And if you was on the board, and I'm like,
wait. This was hello and a goodbye.
You keep talking.
No, I'm just saying, but this is where that conversation was supposed to end, at the goodbye. Not me coming on board on your board.
Like, okay, well, have you reached out to this person, and have you considered this? Like, okay, I'm trying to help troubleshoot and problem solve.
But you know what it is people don't understand like how busy people are. Like, so because I don't have a traditional 9 to 5, people think like I have free. They think that I have a lot of free time. I really don't. Like I have very minimum free time. And I add a lot of other stuff in between where I probably could have free time, because everybody think that I got free time.
That's what happens, and that's what I'm starting to realize is that because I'm flexible, that don't mean I'm free and available.
And people do not understand that.
I have a little flexibility. I can control. But it don't mean that I'm just waiting for your phone call.
And people do.
And waiting for your text, and I'm feeling bad about a lot of this stuff because it's so much coming in, and it's so much on my lines that I'm realizing like I'm getting reminders. Like it's been 2 days, 3 days, and I didn't respond to a text message. I'm like,
and I do that sometimes, like, or you think that you responded, and then I realize that they didn't respond back. So I'm like, wait, hold on. Then I go back and I'm like, oh man, I didn't respond to them now. So they thinking like I'm flaked out on them, and now that's a whole nother thing. So yes.
It really is, but we here for it. We here to do it.
This is real motivating.
Just talking through what some present time challenges, man, and how you handle it. Like, do you have a lot of people communicating with you, reaching out to you on your line, And how do you manage the flow? How do you choose, what you prioritize?
Mm-hmm.
Because, lack of planning on your part does not consist or create an emergency on my part.
And a lot of times with my schedule is that because it's so tight, is that like, if I drop the ball somewhere, it throws a lot. It could it really, really can throw a lot of other stuff off. It's so, yeah.
You gotta hold it.
Yeah.
Keep moving, keep doing it, man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, y'all, it's Motivational Monday, and
it's 8:00.
It's 8:00, so we're gonna take the break. We got an amazing program. We got Would You Rather. We got some headline news. We also got What the People Say, and we have Ask County. So y'all stick around for some upcoming events. I got some stuff that's happening in the community. So y'all stick around. We'll be back about 6-7 minutes after.
Oh yeah.
Paul Gerolstein died in 2018, aged 97.
BBC News, I'm
Chris
John.
Van Hollen has
Pope
just
Francis
returned from El
died early
Salvador,
this morning at the
where
age
he
of
met with
88.
Kilmar
He was the
Abrego
first
Garcia, the Maryland father, whom the Trump administration mistakenly sent to El
St.
Salvador's
Petersburg.
notorious mega prison, but who, despite a Supreme Court ruling, has refused to return him to the United States.
His conversation with me was the first communication he had with anybody outside a prison since he was abducted. He said he felt very sad about being in a prison because he had not committed.
aren't war crimes. The U.S. Supreme
Yeah, and like that, democracy now is off.
Yeah, and we are on.
We are back. We are back. We are back.
And beautiful on this fine Monday.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
And this is Kiana.
What's good?
You know what?
What it is?
What it is? I want to see Sinners. Have you seen like everybody talking about that movie with Michael B. Jordan?
I've seen some comments. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some comments about it, and they said it's like it's hard to put it in a particular genre because there's so much in it. So it's like they don't know if it's a horror movie, adventure thriller. It's like it's all kind of stuff in the movie.
I think I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Yeah, I want to see it. I mean, I rock with Kula and Michael B. Like they usually put out some good content and good products.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be on my. So last week I watched Chosen 2.
Okay.
So we got to watch Chosen 3. These are some long. These movies is 3 hours long.
It's not be too good if you know how. Like if
I
think to yourself, dang, this is a long movie. Then
whenever I see 3 hours, I think it's a long movie.
Oh, yeah.
No, it don't matter because I have to look at it.
That is a long time.
Regardless of how good the movie is.
And it'd be like 2:42.
Yeah. 2 hours and 52 minutes.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is. Like 2 hours. That's 3 hours. No, for real.
Okay.
Like I'm for real. And then you got like 30 minutes worth of advertisement.
Okay.
So that even now so now you're really there like 3.5 hours instead of 2.
Somebody like me, that's all day.
It is.
3 hours, man, that's all day. I'm sure we could be moving and doing.
And one of my clients like the long movies. Like she be like, "How long that movie is?" She hit 3 hours. Yeah, let's do that one.
Wow. I've been watching Black Mirror.
Okay.
And it's been interesting.
Okay.
I've been getting mixed reviews. I see people on it, but it don't really take a whole lot for me
to enjoy or not.
Yeah, but it's like it's like this technology theme,
and
so they just show different ways that technology, can be used, and it has like these nefarious things. But it was one that was really good because it was like highlighting how they got us with these streaming services, and how you have to do ads and paying for the upsell. Like if you don't want the ads, like Pandora.
Yeah.
Like you can listen to music, but you get ads.
Yeah.
Well, in this particular episode, it was a woman who died, but they was able to stream her thoughts. Like they can capture her memories and just stream them. So you can still be you, but you just have to pay a monthly subscription fee in order to be you. Yeah. Right?
Everybody paying to be you.
Everybody paying. They just paying like, okay, you want your wife to live and not be brain dead.
Yeah.
You sign up, it's $300 a month. We'll just stream her thoughts. And so she, her personality, but then few months in, she started just randomly, doing commercials, and they was like, "Well, what is this?" It was like Tourette's almost. Oh,
because you got to upcharge.
Now you got to up your. And then, like you get this tier, now you sleeping more. Servers.
That's funny.
To not have to sleep during the premium hours, you up. It was crazy.
And that's funny.
Yeah, it was wild. But it also shows how you just subscribe and you're not really reading all of the terms.
Right, because you be like, like you get that real premium. The first 60 to 90 days you get it all.
Yeah, and she was they so happy that she's back and she's ready to go.
And then all of a sudden, but you can go to Subway and get a $6.99 sub.
And it depends on whatever they're talking about, then she'll just like how your phone do, like how we were just talking about Easter.
And then Easter,
you seeing all of these Easter ads on your
and see the Easter outfits and all this other stuff. No, that's funny.
That was crazy. So it was like after I saw that, I kind of got locked in. I'm like, okay, this is something I watch.
You know what I did watch, and I'm so disappointed that it's over with.
What's that?
Harlem. It was on this third. No, I like The Godfather. Harlem too.
So
yeah.
Harlem was back. I saw it.
No, Harlem is with Megan Good. It's about some women, and they ended it on the third season. And like, I want to know, like, how you like get them to change their mind to bring something back.
Talk to 50 Cent. Because he cancels stuff and bring it back and all that.
You have like I've seen like SWAT was canceled and then they decided to extend it.
Yeah.
They had like really kind of did.
That's what your boy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you young in the restless days.
I mean, that's just what my wife called it. Not that she got like a celebrity crush on him or anything. So yeah, y'all, again.
Since you said that, are you offended by the celebrity crushes?
Nah, my wife love Ice Cube, but she only love him because he looked like me. That's my thing.
That's your thing.
That's how I make it make sense.
That's how you make it.
Yeah, like I did a side by side. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Y'all favor?
We favor. Yeah. And that's no celebrity crush. So I'm like, okay, you got a type. Right?
So did she get a pass? Like if Ice Cube came in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty good with that.
Okay.
I might be fanning out of Ice Cube too. But yeah, I mean, like Usher is a different conversation.
Oh, she don't get a pass with Usher.
I mean, Usher is doing some stuff that you quiet in the car about. Quiet ride home. I mean, I wouldn't be like Keke Palmer's
boyfriend. Yeah.
Stuff, but yeah. But no, I mean, I'm cool with that. Like celebrity crushes. But you don't really have a whole lot of that stuff. Like, it's so amazing that and considerate. So,
I love her.
Even if it was like she would, yeah.
She'd keep it bottled all in.
And she's something else, man. Like she's really something else. So I don't have any worries about any of that.
They say turn your mic up. I have it on. Can you?
Yeah, I sound good to me. I hear it here.
Yeah, it is, but you can get the better mic.
Okay, I can grab the. You can do the bigger. Let me bring that over. And we can shout the people out or what the people say.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's see if I can get this over here. Keep going.
But yeah, so so I'm not
Do you have a celebrity crush?
Not really.
Okay.
Not that I can be like, ooh, you
like
know
if
what I
you
mean?
met that person, that'll be like, hey, I'm so honored and happy to meet this person. No, you don't got that one?
No, I haven't played. Like I met some really cool people, right?
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
Oh yeah, that does.
I just can't touch it.
I met some really cool people, and like I kind of keep it together. Like,
yeah,
who was very nice looking to me. Okay, a matter of fact, he's on Harlem.
Okay,
he was on Harlem.
That's why you wanted to come back.
No. No, he was just like a small thing, like he was an extra.
Okay.
He played on Girls Trip.
Okay.
The dark skinned brother could Fox. I don't know his name.
Either.
I don't know his name.
Okay.
But yeah,
that's somebody you would like to meet. Oh, you met him?
I met him, and like I'm like, oh, he was nice looking, but it was nothing like I don't know.
Oh my God! So and this.
I gotta see like who would I be like I want to meet, and it be
like it would be a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not easily starstruck though.
Me neither.
Yeah, like I don't get starstruck, and I'll tell you why. I remember we were doing security, with the brothers for Source Awards, and the minister gave a speech, not a speech, but just how you motivate and encourage the brothers, because they were giving the minister an award at one of the Source Awards events, and he said, "Brothers, when you hear, don't be starstruck. Remember, you're the stars, right? Like you're the star." And it was reminding me of like what my dad told me when I was little. It's like, you the cool kid, so don't get in here and fan out. Like you got to make sure that you stay humble.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because you're the star in this space.
I will tell you, I'd be really shocked because a lot of people are a lot shorter than you think they are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
Brother John. Brother John is one of them people, right?
That always throws me off when I see people, and
like Anthony Hamilton.
Yeah.
Oh,
my hair looks like. Hold on.
Okay. You gotta do something. Do a little something.
You got me looking like a
I hear that.
I got myself looking.
You got yourself together?
Maybe.
All right. You got would you rather?
Would you rather?
Would you rather what?
Would you rather? Let me pull it out.
Okay.
Would you rather be the class clown or the teacher's pet?
Would I rather be the class clown or the teacher's pet?
I'm being the teacher's pet. I don't care.
I was both.
A little bit of both too.
Yeah,
but
it depended on which class I was in.
But you can't say that.
Okay, it depends on which class. Because like I remember being in Spanish class, I was the class clown, and then in like my English class, I was the teacher's pet. Because I was like a decent writer, and when she told me like you're a good writer, like I kind of leaned in. She she kind of petted me and made me like realize. Yeah. And Miss Kaiser, shout out to Miss Kaiser at Bogey, like she really encouraged me to do all the things. Right. Didn't listen, but she was one that encouraged me, and like she invested time in me, and so teacher's pet. I go with teacher's pet because I like how that felt. Class clown.
You be the class clown. First of all, you trying to impress them. They gonna keep you home. Yeah. They ain't gonna help you graduate.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Once you know what you know, like it.
And it's the way you do anything. So I wasn't a class clown per se. I remember in my economics class, like senior year, I really wanted to understand economics. Yeah. And so our class was like 2 or 3 days behind everybody else's class because I always had questions. And in economics, a lot of it was they really was. And they used to be getting on their nerves, but like, I'm here to get this. Like,
because you was excited.
I'm like, this is something that I'm interested in and I want to know more about it. And so when I read something, I had a lot of questions in the class and they're like, oh, here you go with that. And then we would get into these conversations because the teacher that I had would engage me, on my perspective, because economics is kind of theory, is a lot of theory. Yeah. And so I would challenge theories and ask for examples of how it showed up in practice, and he would engage. And the class was like, can we just get on with it?
They was hoping you were sick this day.
Yeah. But I was one of the cool kids, and so they just had to grin and bear it. And I hung with some gangsters, and so nobody wouldn't really talk to me crazy.
So when you say that, like I sit up and think, like I started a whole fight in class, right? Okay. And then when I started this fight, I had to fix the fight. Oh. And then I had to peer mediate the fight.
And you the third party that got the whole thing going. So you got to start it and resolve the conflict.
Yes. And
so, oh my God.
I'm in there, and when they started the fight, I told them, y'all bet not say I started.
You was the baddest one that hit my hand.
That's exactly what's right.
Right, baddest one hit my hand. Yeah. Oh, that's exactly. Baddest one hit my hand.
And then so then they started fighting. Okay. And when I looked at them, because I didn't think they were gonna fight for real, but when they did and we broke it up, I was like, y'all bet not say I started it. Oh. And then they called me down to do the peer mediation.
Oh my God. Appreciate that, King Jab. And Matthew Harris, what's good? Family, what's good? I pray you guys had a wonderful Resurrection Sunday. Likewise, Matthew, we appreciate that. Pray that you did as well. Carrie, thank you, and thank you for the stars. I appreciate that. She said the new movie Sinners is, and so yeah, Carrie giving good reviews.
Everybody I see is like, you must see.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take them up on that. So I saw this thing. So, we were talking about, good morning, Tiffany. We were talking about, when we had Auntie Betty here, we were talking about perspectives and things that happen in our community, and really stories that don't get highlighted or things that, people don't talk about. And following that, shout out to Miss Teresa. She sent me an article about, she said, when I saw this article, I thought about what y'all was talking about on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. And so I wanted to just read this because it is one of those things. And if we wanted to call it this day in history, we can do that too. But it's really just a history moment. And so it was the forgotten legacy of the Robbins Airport, which was a landmark Black aviation hub. So it says, once upon a time, there was a Black-owned airport in the United States that helped make history. Robins Airport was founded in 1931 by two black mechanics turned aviators, John C. Robinson and Cornelius Coffey, in an all-black town called Robbins, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Though it only existed for 2 years before a windstorm destroyed it in 1933, its impact on aviation was monumental. They said that it was inspired by Bessie Coleman. She was the first African-American woman to earn a pilot's license. And then Robinson and Coffey, they vowed to continue her dream of training black pilots. Because they were denied entry into the aviation school due to racism, they built their own using they built their own plane. So they got denied because of racism, built their own airplane using a motorcycle engine and garage parts. I want to pause right there because we talking about all of the things that's happening in the world around us.
Yeah.
And this was their response to it. Like they didn't worry about like, okay, well, they won't let us in. We're going to protest. We're going to pick. They just went back to the shop and was like, we got some parts in the garage.
Let's
I got a
make it
motorcycle. And they built their own plane, right?
Right.
Their success convinced the Curtis Wright Aeronautical School to allow them in. So now after they do that, then the school says, okay, you can come in now. And then after they agreed to drop the racial, wait, hold on, let me stop and just read it. Their success convinced Curtis Wright Aeronautical School to allow them in after they agreed to drop a racial discrimination lawsuit. And eventually they were hired to teach other black students.
Of course.
So yeah, it wasn't their success that convinced them. It was like, yo, y'all dropped that lawsuit because we know we wrong.
Usually that's what happens is that like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they already know that like you good.
Yeah.
It's like they know what you're capable of doing.
Yes.
Just like when Auntie Betty was here, like they brung us over here for our skills, not because like we didn't have
just on like to do us a favor and wanted to civilize the savages.
They knew what they needed, so they needed farmers. They needed engineers.
Yes.
They needed somebody to get them across the ocean.
Right.
They needed
navigators. Right. Like how we even get over there.
Right.
Yeah.
So they needed these people.
Yep.
So there was a need. And so because we probably was like, nah, we good. Like we good. You know, like they be like, come on.
Like, no, we good over here. Yeah,
no,
yeah.
come on. No, we good. Like I got this over here.
Right.
And then they
we got some work for y'all over there.
I don't need that work.
Right. So they actually did the challenge, and then it says due to ongoing racism, the duo actually created the Challenger Air Pilots Association and built Robbins Airport with community support. Again, they built Robbins Airport with community support. When the airport was destroyed, Coffey opened a new integrated flight school. He trained the Tuskegee Airmen, while also Robinson went on to be a war hero in Ethiopia, and he was known as the Brown Condor. So today, right now, they're saying only a historical marker stands at the original site, but the story of the Robbins Airport lives on as a powerful example of Black excellence, resilience, and innovation. Why do you think that these types of stories are not widely known? Why don't they tell us about things like this?
Because they don't want you to know where you come from. They don't want you to see your greatness.
Yeah.
So again, they erase it, but while erasing, you end up erasing your part as well. And they don't realize that, right?
That's true.
Because you want to, how do you dummy down people? Like if you only tell them that you're good to be drug dealers,
right,
they're gonna, but they think that's what you are destined to be.
Yeah.
When they say, hey, Black men are deadbeat dads, and you hear that enough, you're planting no seeds.
Right.
You see that that's what you're destined to be. And then you hear like the thing like a man gonna be a man. If you keep on telling Black men that cheating is good,
that's the definition of being a man.
Right.
Yeah. Promiscuity.
And again, that's more taught in our community than anything else, to break up these households. Because we know what a two parent household can do, good or bad. You still kind of produce a better product. Right.
That's interesting. I got all kind of thoughts on what you were just saying. I'm just trying to see which way we want to go with it. Because what you said just now, I'm thinking now about I saw this thing, and it was somebody. We did a Lakeside chat. We got to get this chat out too. It was Rodney Bennett, and he was saying how when you think about the absence of the father in the home, and we talked about it before. So they say, like, you know, so many percentage of you know boys who are in prison come from households where there is no father.
Yeah.
What if you said 70% of or whatever percentage of the men in prison were raised by single mothers?
Yeah.
Like if you said that, it would sound different than absent fathers. But again, the way you talk about it and the narrative that you push is your fault, black man, even if you ain't even there. And they say, well, it's your fault because you're not there, not considering all of the systemic challenges that keep you from being there, starting with like welfare. If you want to start there, like that's a systemic barrier that has historically destroyed families, right? Then you got, you know, the criminal industrial complex. So it's like not making excuses, but there are causes for a lot of these things. And then when you talk about the narrative, you demonize the victims a lot of times.
You do. So there's like two sides of the pancake, right? Because it's some people in my like you. So it's so much gray here.
Yeah,
it's no black and white.
It's
not black
it's
and white.
true.
I wish that it was black and white, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's so much gray here because it's some people who just don't try.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can, and you given every opportunity to show up and you just choose not to.
Yeah.
And then there's some people that you be like, why are you still trying? And they, you know, but they
won't give up.
They won't give up.
Yeah.
And then you look at those people and you be like, if they can do it, and that those are the people that have the most obstacles in their way. Like you trying to get that, you ain't got no legs. How you gonna drive?
Yeah.
They figure it out. They buy the car.
That's
they
true.
Pushed it and do all this other stuff.
Seen a lady with no arms. If she was driving,
and she going grocery shopping, she cooking, she doing
brushing
all
her
this.
teeth with her feet. Yeah.
And then you have somebody who has all the limbs, everything that they can do to be productive, and be like, I can't.
Yeah, nah, yeah, I hear that.
You know, so like that's where that gray area come in when
That's
you
true.
be like, you ain't even trying.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because that was one of the things I just recently posted was like if you blaming somebody else for all of your problems, then you'll never really be free. Because when you assign responsibility to somebody else, you removing yourself from it. Like you can't be free without responsibility.
I have a question. What if, because we're taught to like take responsibility, right?
Okay.
And then you be like, I know I'm not all good, but then what if you ain't like everything you do bring to the table is good?
Yeah.
Because it is some people like,
Yeah.
and then but you be trying to take accountability for like the mess up that's happening in situations, and you be like, well, no, like I'm not perfect, but I'm not the person you is. So when you look at this right here, like I am all good. Like, no, you're the problem.
Yeah. I think because fundamentally there's a blurred line between responsibility and blame. Because when you blaming somebody, it's like, okay, it's your fault. But for me, when I say responsibility, I'm saying you acknowledge what you can control.
Right.
And there's some situations, most situations, particularly with your life, no matter what's happening, there's something that you can be doing to make it better or eliminating it altogether. Right. And again, it's, you know, we don't subscribe to all and, you know, all of those things. And there are just some things where you absolutely can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But in most cases, there's something that can be done about it. And there's something that you can do about it, whatever the situation is. Even if it's just removing yourself from the situation.
And usually sometimes it's the removal that you have to do when you've done everything that you can do because because you sometimes you're just not the problem. Like you want but you want to take accountability and be like, hold on.
How can I help? What can I do? That's the responsible thing. But then once you've done all you can, now it's like, okay, I just got to move on.
Right. Because
that's a responsible thing to do. Yeah. Because you can stay and suffer and then blame the other person for not changing. That's what I mean. Yeah.
But then that you have to take responsibility.
Exactly.
Is that I chose to stay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and then whatever come with that, whatever you trying to figure out in that process is what you're trying to figure out. And I love something you said this a while back, and I've been thinking about it recently. And I'm paraphrasing, but you were like the difference between a fool and a genius is the outcome,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying?
That is.
So like, you was a fool for staying. Well, okay, that's because this person is horrible and is still horrible. But he's saying, okay, you a great person and you're a genius. It's because the person changed and they got their life together and now they're a better person for you.
Yeah, that is.
That makes you know what I mean? But it's the same situation. It's just the outcome is what determines how you view the person.
How you view the person. Yeah, that's really it.
Yeah. I just love that. That was a nugget and a jewel that you left us. So appreciate you. How can the people support us?
Oh, you can send a star.
You can do that.
You know what I just thought? Marcus.
Marcus. Y'all can follow Carrie's example too. Carrie did some stuff.
Yeah, she did. So if you're on Facebook, if you've never seen the center stars before, go to the bottom. It's a little star button. Press it. Facebook will give you your first 200 for free, I believe. So if you never received them, get them free 200. Send them to us.
Right on.
Because we told you about it. We're also in the marathon right now, so you can donate to the station. You can link up with us. You can drop off money at the station. You can inbox. I mean, well, you can.
Yeah, you can reach me by a caravan. You can reach me by
anyway.
We don't care how you get it.
Just get here if you can.
And everybody can. You can do something. Yeah. If everybody do a little bit, nobody has to do a lot.
This is true.
Yeah, many hands make light work. So, good morning, Miss Teresa. We was talking about the Robbins Airport. I don't know if you heard it, but you'll catch it on the replay. But thank you for that article. There was some great information, and I really appreciate that. And then thank you, Carrie, for the stars. She said, Kiana is 100% right. They're intimidated and insecure. Who else? Exactly. They just don't try. Stacy, what's good? Haven't seen you in a while. And yeah. So we were talking about parenting a little bit.
Okay.
And responsibility. And so this is one of the things that I've also had on my timeline. Let me see if I got a what the people say on this before I go into it. Let's see what the people said. Yeah, I actually do. And so we were talking about gentle parenting. I might need to show your face on this one because it's going to be a trip. So we're talking about gentle parenting. And the question that we were asking, are we raising stronger, more emotionally intelligent kids or making them soft? What lessons from old school parenting should we keep and what needs to go away? Right. So that was a topic for the what the people say. And what the people say is brought to you by yourbrotherjohn.com. And what do you say? Are we raising stronger, more intelligent kids, or are we making them too soft?
Too soft. Too soft. But there's a mixture.
Okay.
There is, and you're not all the way over here, and you're not all the way over there. But I think we're more over the soft side.
Okay.
These kids got anxiety at a high level.
I mean, you think about what's happening in the world.
This always been happening in the world.
But you didn't see it because you didn't have a device that showed you what was going on in the world.
They are not, everything is bullying.
Okay.
They do not equip their children to be able to handle the world. So as soon as they get these disappointments, because we have been sheltering them and telling, like, removing the problem, like they have no problem solving skills.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you navigate? Because you have bullies at work. Like, you gotta be savvy in this world to survive.
Yeah.
Your parents and HR is not gonna always be there for you. And just hint, HR typically leans towards the employer.
Okay.
And not the employee.
If you highlighting the fact that you're being bullied at your job, they're gonna.
So HR, you go complain. They're gonna go to your boss first.
Okay.
And talk to them first.
Yeah. You all right with that one?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it is what it is.
Okay, I hear that.
But
I just know you like, oh my God.
But no,
But and that's the other thing too. Like when you talk about soft, right? Does that mean that they're just more emotionally intelligent?
No, because I think back then you were a little bit more emotionally intelligent because you had to hold some stuff in. Like, everything wasn't necessarily like, world is about to end.
Okay.
Like if the coach cussed you out, you just went out there and went harder.
Okay. Yeah.
You didn't
yeah.
break down on the end.
That's
on
how
the
they talk to.
side of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And, oh my God. No. And there is
And
sometimes
the parents was like, don't. The parents was like, yeah, go out there and be better.
yeah,
You tired of getting beat? Get better.
Get better. No.
Yeah.
You know, Billy told Cedric
Yeah.
that he was sorry and that he shouldn't touch the football. So I don't want Billy playing with Cedric anymore. So figure it out.
Yeah.
And now Billy no longer on the team.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Cedric can't even play.
Yeah, because he
And
really
no,
was sorry.
He was really sorry.
He was more of an academic than an athlete. Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
instead of saying, like, yo, this ain't your like we gotta
Yeah. So this is what the people said. There was some mixed reactions. The responses definitely show that there was a clear divide, with many calling for a balanced approach, gentle yet firm, while others expressed concern that today's parenting has gone soft, producing entitled and unaccountable kids. So there was some that were in support of gentle parenting, like Carlos Sr. He emphasized intentional parenting, teaching emotional regulation, and balancing strength with kindness. As your Williams pointed out, the importance of consistency and cultural stigmas around gentle parenting, especially in the Black community. Like we don't do that. We just whoop you and be done with it. Janet Michelle, not that that's the right thing to do, but that's kind of the mindset that was being expressed. Janet Michelle, she called for using gentle discipline unless the behavior calls for more. And then Chuck Turgeon, shout out to Chuck, he advocated for building reasoning, emotional intelligence, and safety-focused discipline. Then you got some that were in support of tough love, like Royce. Shout out to Negus Royce. Y'all tag them if I call their names as well. And others insisted belt to ass. I don't know if I can say that on the radio, but
you said it
I
now.
said it. I won't repeat it. He said that worked and it still works. Arguing today's youth lack discipline due to softer methods is his position. Darren Holloway, shout out to Darren. He joked that society has gotten too soft and that it's reflected in today's chaos. And then there were others who were seeking balance. So like Unique Gloryfield, she observed that boys are often coddled while girls are hardened, calling for equal and balanced parenting. What are your thoughts on that? Do the boys get like, coddled and then the girls are raised tough?
I think it depends on which parent is raising them.
Okay.
So usually you find that if you have a single mother in the household, she's probably harder on her daughter than she is on her son.
Okay.
And what happens is you, as a Black woman, you know the challenges that this Black man is gonna go through in your mind. And so you feel like you're helping because you want to give them that emotional balance because you have to be so hard with them. And then as a Black woman, you know how hard it is for a Black woman. So you're trying to toughen up your Black girl so that if she's by herself, she can handle her own.
Right.
So this is where the two-parent household comes in, or just two parents that comes in that are that's co-parenting properly.
And can get that balance, right?
Because you do need the balance.
Right.
You need to women need to teach their children how to be softer at times, and men need to be harder. And in some situations, like you definitely need this balance.
Oh, Tiffany, thank you for sharing that. She said I was harder on my daughter than my son. Yeah, and it's interesting. So I don't think she'll mind me sharing this. So when we were here at the just an example in the different styles, I guess, when you talk about men and women as it relates to raising boys, just perfect example. I think that's relevant to this conversation. Well, we were here at the 99 Jam celebration, and I brought my grandson with me.
Yeah.
And he was sitting down, and my wife was standing up with a plate. And I'm like, well, get up. Like, you don't sit down, and she's standing up. And she was like, no, it's okay. I told him he could. And I'm like, see, that's why men should raise the boy.
Right, because there's some things that you should automatically, but women like, no, he's the child.
And I'm like, no, get your behind up and let this woman sit down. You know what I'm like? That's just some stuff.
So you got to keep in your mind, women, when you're raising guys by yourself, you want to raise your son like the man you don't want to apologize for.
Oh, wow.
You know what I
Say
mean?
that again. You want to raise your son like the man you don't want to apologize for.
Right. And even the man that you would want for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want no man that depends on their mother.
Mhm.
How are they going to be able to conquer, this world when they're dependent on you? Like, you be like, oh, and then sometimes
and then they get with a woman, and then they depend on the woman. Yeah. Wow.
You put these seeds in them thinking that you're helping. Oh, he's too small to take out the garbage. No. You know what I mean? Like, no, like, oh no, he might be. No, like, these are some fears. Like, don't put the fears in his head before, there's actually something that happened.
Right.
Like, if you're afraid that he's going to be taking, while he's taking out the garbage, you be at the door. You just don't let him go out there by himself.
Right.
You know what I mean? If he's too small to do it, let him do as much as he can, and then you assist until he get there. Don't take it away from him.
Yeah.
And a lot of times women take it away from the guys.
Wow. Gentle parenting. That's so. Yubi, what you say? Yubi said it's said that women raise their daughters and love their sons. I saw it differently stated, but same idea. And it's under the post-traumatic slave disorder, I think, or syndrome, one of them, by Joy. I forget her last name. I always mispronounce it, but it's post-traumatic slave disorder, I want to call it. But it's a great book, and it actually highlights that phenomenon that you're discussing.
Like, I think more so than anything, guys should always leave the house.
Okay.
And like, they got to figure it. Like, so my brother is
when they're ready.
Yeah, but my brother is a great husband.
Okay.
Right, a great husband at this point in his life.
Yeah.
But I would tell you, if he wouldn't have went off to college,
yeah.
me and my mama did everything for him.
Okay, gotcha.
We cooked, we cleaned, we did everything. So my brother didn't really have, not until he went off to college and he was staying with my cousin Dee.
Okay.
And Dee like,
I ain't your mama.
That she did wash some of his clothes, but he learned some really good life skills out on his own, because women naturally kind of get this nurturing. Typically, we don't subscribe to all. And men have a little bit more struggle trying to figure out
certain aspects, certain parts. Yeah.
And so
no, I hear that. Stacy, she says, my daughter feels the same way, Tiffany, that I was harder, but my son was more needy due to his disability, and my daughter was gifted, so I did expect more out of her. Okay, I hear that. And then the others, as we conclude this part of it, they were seeking balance. And so Chan, shout out to Chan, Srini, and Sarah, they talked about distinguishing discipline from abuse and the dangers of reactionary parenting. So there is a difference between discipline and abuse, and just whooping them because they, sneezed. And then now you getting into like abuse and any little thing. And so I agree that that's a problem. Kiani Dilworth, shout out to Kiani, and that's so Stephanie. They reflected on the generational shifts and finding grace in their evolving parenting journeys. And what they talked about was how, as a parent, you're one way, and then as a grandparent, you're different. Because like my children did, they ask us too, like, what happened to my parents? Because what he just did, like, I would have got murdered for that.
That's your job, not mine. It's like, listen, I raised you.
Yeah.
So at this point, I don't have to take on that strand.
Grandparent, I ain't, and I'm just, I ain't wait to be a grandparent. Like my baby girl, they try to figure out like whose parents are these? Because we were younger.
Yeah.
And then you get older, your style of parenting and what works and what don't work and what you see, you start making the adjustments and you do things differently.
Like, we talk about parenting, and I think that I did a good job, but there are some things that I wish that I didn't do.
Okay.
I will honestly say that. Like, I wish that I didn't do that because I created this thing. You know what I mean? Right. And there's something when you look at it, because you'll find some really highs in parenting and you find some lows.
That's your biggest trial, man.
Yeah.
This in the Holy Quran, there's a verse where it says that your wealth and your children are a trial for you. You know what I'm saying? And your children can be some of your highest highs and some of your lowest lows.
I feel like children show you what true love really is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because you love them in spite of.
I hear that, and thank you, Yubi. That's the truth. It says you evolved, and now you have more experience. And it's true. You should evolve. Like if you're still doing the thing the same way that you did it before, even if it was working, there's always ways that you can innovate and be better. And so improving on the success of it without losing the foundation. All right, we got to ask Kiana.
Okay, let's ask it.
Ask Kiana is the segment that's coming up, and it was brought to you by One Community Grocery Co-op. You can find out more about the One Community Grocery Co-op by going to ocgc.coop, ocgc.coop, and become a member, sign up, and tell them your brother John sent you. All right. Dear Kiana, so here's what happened. You see it? So here's what happened. I was having car trouble, and my boyfriend let me use his car to handle my business. While I was out, my baby daddy called and asked if I could pick him up from work. I have been driving since 6 a.m. and I was exhausted. So when I got to him, I asked him to drive. While we were riding, my boyfriend FaceTimes me and notices I'm in the passenger seat. I tell him straight up, my baby daddy is driving because I'm tired. He instantly flips out, starts questioning me, getting loud and disrespectful, talking about how I disrespected him by letting another man, especially my baby daddy, drive his car. I hung up on him because, first of all, I'm not married to nobody, and I don't think I did anything wrong. I have a good baby daddy. We co-parent well, and I'm not about to let anybody trip on me for helping him out. But now I'm wondering, was I wrong for how I handled it, or is my boyfriend just insecure and doing too much?
You was wrong.
Okay.
She was wrong.
Yeah.
She was definitely wrong.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If somebody let you borrow their stuff, they let you borrow it. They didn't let nobody else borrow it.
So you can just end it right there.
Yeah,
if they let you borrow it, they let you borrow it.
And then on top of that, like, you never let nobody. True story.
Yes.
My auntie let me borrow her car. I decided that I was gonna teach my cousin how to drive.
Borrow a car, yeah.
Right. And we flipped over.
Oh wow.
We wrecked her brand new car. She just bought it.
Wow. Yeah.
Now this is the extreme.
Ooh, yeah.
But me, first of all, I'm 16, 17. I ain't got no business trying to teach nobody how to drive.
Yeah, you still learning yourself.
Right.
Right.
We completely flipped over.
Okay. Wow. And
the police got behind us.
Did you say that it was not you driving?
I mean, yeah.
You weren't trying to take that. You ain't want that smoke.
Yeah. My auntie was so mad. Like, my auntie was so calm. No, she was like, Kiana, the next time I let you borrow my car, you don't let anybody else drive it.
Wow.
But she didn't let me borrow her car for like over a year or so. Like, I couldn't touch it.
Yeah, the next time gonna be a long time from now.
And it was a long, but my mama came in.
Okay.
Oh, it was smoke in the city.
Oh my God. When they let you borrow the car, they're letting you borrow the car.
No, actually, it could have been. And I'm one of the people, like, like your baby mama or somebody need assistance, because I'm not that jealous type.
Okay.
And I know that y'all need to communicate and have some type of
if you co-parenting, y'all,
right.
yeah.
Y'all should be able to help each other out.
Okay.
You know, really,
that's what we talked about a couple weeks ago. Like the brother paying the light bill so that his kids. It's like, just communication.
It's really breaks down the communication.
Okay.
Hey, such and such, like, he need a ride. Like, you cool with that? Like, I'm like, that's something.
And he'd be like, heck no, let's take a walk.
And then if it's like that, your baby daddy got to understand, this not my car.
Right.
Like, yeah, nah, my dude ain't, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And he got to respect that too. At this point, there's so many forms of transportation. He could Uber himself. He didn't have to call you. And then on top of that, you shouldn't have been in the passenger seat of his car. If you was that tired, you shouldn't have picked him up.
Okay. You should have just went on to the crib and took it down.
And just told him, like, I'm sorry, I can't get you. Because if you was a phone call, I can guarantee he was gonna call somebody else if you didn't pick up.
Yeah, he running through the list. Oh wow.
So like, no, he was wrong.
What do you think about this part? It says I hung up on him because, first of all, I'm not married to nobody, and I don't think I did anything wrong. I'm not married to nobody.
So but that wasn't a married issue.
Yeah. That's not a husband and a wife.
No.
That's not something that would be reserved for husband and wife.
No, like,
Yeah.
And so that's even more of an argument. Like, we're married. This is our car. You know what I mean? Boom, boom. But
Yeah.
this his car.
Right. Your boyfriend.
Like,
Yeah.
He politely.
You probably ain't gonna get married after this.
And then so just think, he borrowed
Wow.
you borrowed his car, not knowing if he got another car or not. Now he's at work, he can't go get lunch. You know, he inconvenienced himself for you.
Okay.
And then you gotta say, I ain't married, but
Yeah. And baby daddy spinning the block. Yeah.
and just think, y'all, if y'all boyfriend and girlfriend, y'all probably ain't on the same insurance.
Okay.
You ain't on his insurance.
Ah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot
True.
of things that
It's a lot of considerations. Yeah.
No, you're wrong.
Okay, gotcha. Straight
You're
up.
wrong.
Ain't no other way to say it, right?
You need to communicate.
Girl, you wrong for that.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think that there are certain boundaries and things that, lines that you just don't cross. And I believe that's one of them.
And this is about respect.
Yeah.
Right? You should respect other people's stuff.
Yeah.
And when you just assume, because people don't treat they stuff like you treat your own things.
What if the shoe was on the other foot? Like if it was his baby mama and she driving her car, like would you be all right with that?
No,
Like,
you ain't call me.
Yeah.
And I see it. Now I probably I would, me personally, like if you ain't say, hey.
Yeah. You FaceTime and it's like you in the passenger seat. Like,
I don't
wait.
want her driving my car.
Okay.
Like, I don't know how she drive. I don't know her driving record. I don't want her. You picking her, then I'm personally gonna have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
it's too many risks that comes along. Like I'm already taking a risk by letting you, but I trust you. I sleep with you.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you go ahead.
You
Just
drop her
but be
off.
careful. Come on back.
Yeah, drop her off. Do what you need to do, but she shouldn't be behind the wheel of my car.
I hear that loud and clear. Loud and clear. Do we got comments on this one? Yes, we do. And Stacey Foster says wrong because he could have called someone else since she was in his car. Yes. And Yubi said you're committed to a relationship. So whether you husband or wife or not, you committed to that relationship.
That's Aaron.
Oh yeah, Aaron. I'm sorry. You be always in. I seen the E.
Yeah.
Aaron, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And then Yubi, it's not yours to lend, and you're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Yubi also said that's invading personal space because your car is your car. Yeah. No, that's true.
Most people don't have multiple cars just sitting around here.
Yeah. And then the way you drive it, impact how it runs. Because I drive how I drive, but you might not drive how I drive.
Right.
And so the timing and the different, like consistently having multiple people drive your car, put different wear and tear, the way you do the brakes, like it's a lot that come with sharing a vehicle.
No, it does. And then I trust you. I don't trust nobody else.
Yeah, I hear that. All right, so yes, ma'am, you were wrong for letting your baby daddy drive your boyfriend's car. And thank you for that response, Kiana. Again, the Ask Kiana segment is brought to you by the One Community Grocery Co-op, ocgc.coop. And please go there. You can learn more about what it is that we're doing and how you can contribute. All right, I got some upcoming events that I want to do, some announcements. And
we say next time he'll say no.
Next time. Oh yeah, that's it. You ain't getting the car no more. You again, even if you might not even like have a relationship.
You don't have no relationship because I mean honestly, that's such an intimate
Yeah. You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Girl, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
And your mama will tell you you're wrong too.
Your daddy is too.
So upcoming events, we have the third Tampa Bay Chalk Festival. And so the Tampa Bay Chalk Festival is Saturday, May 3rd from 9 a.m. to 4, located on the Deuces. And it's a celebration of art, community, and creativity at the third annual Chalk Festival on the Deuces. This year's theme is Our Watery Futures. And the event includes sidewalk art, live community engagement, and an educational environmental panel at 12 p.m. It's hosted by Water, the Arts Exchange, and it's free and open to all. And then there's also this opportunity for youth in the community. We'll put these links also on the St. Pete Community Calendar page, but y'all check it out. It says Pathways to Justice Academy, which is a youth civics program. The dates of the program are July 4th through the 18th, and it's at Stetson Law College. We're actually going to try and bring somebody in to talk about it. They're targeting students from the ages of 15 to 17, and it's a free summer academy that teaches civic engagement, social justice advocacy, leadership, and personal empowerment. And students will attend interactive workshops that are led by Stetson Law faculty. The deadline to apply is June 16th, and you can go to Youth Civic Program at law.stetson.edu to apply. And then lastly that I have here is the Earth Day Wellness Walk and Cleanup. Shout out to the Childs Park Neighborhood Association. So on Saturday, April 26th at 9 a.m., you can join the Childs Park Neighborhood Association and Healthy St. Pete along with Keep Pinellas Beautiful for their wellness walk and neighborhood cleanup in celebration of Earth Day. And y'all, please help come out and help keep our community clean and beautiful for Earth Day. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Get involved, man. Find something to do.
Find something to do. Oh, the Heritage Festival.
Okay.
This is this weekend as well. Saturday and Sunday.
There's a lot happening this weekend.
Yeah, and that's happening in Tampa. They're gonna have a funky good time.
A funky good time. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh man, going to take you high. Oh yeah, you can do that. That's it. That's one of them ones right there. A funky good time. And I heard what's the brother's name who called in on Friday?
Yeah,
Legend too, and I'm
he
sorry
is.
it's escaping me, but y'all go back and check it out Friday.
But yeah, but Morris Day is gonna be out there
At the Black Heritage Festival. Okay,
so it should be. I think the doors open at 12. Entertainment start at 1. It's all day. Get your tickets if you haven't already purchased them.
It's gonna be a funky good time.
Yes,
a funky good time. All right. Well, look, we are 3 minutes away. You got some final thoughts? What you want to leave the people with on this motivational Monday?
Listen.
Oh, you know what we didn't say, and I want to
I
want to acknowledge this before we get out of here too. Pope Francis. I saw that Pope Francis has died, and the Catholic Church is mourning the loss of Pope Francis. He passed away today at age 88. Following a series of health complications, including pneumonia, anemia, and a fall earlier this year. During his papacy, Francis broke new ground, becoming the first pope to join Instagram. He also voiced support for civil unions for same-sex couples and brought global attention to social justice, environmental issues, and compassion for the marginalized. And so for those who are mourning the loss of the Pope, our hearts and minds and thoughts are with you.
Mm-hmm.
What happens next is the Vatican will now begin the traditional process to select the Pope's successor, and they will begin a period of mourning and transition as the global Catholic community awaits the selection of a new spiritual leader. So
the Pope, I just think how stressful that is to be
the Pope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a big job. That's a huge responsibility. Yeah. And it's apparently there's a conclave of cardinals, they said, that will be convened at the Vatican. These cardinals under the age of 80 will meet in the Sistine Chapel to vote in secret ballots. There's a 2/3 majority is required to elect a new pope. And if no decision is reached, black smoke will be released from the Sistine Chapel chimney. Once the new pope is chosen, white smoke signals the successful election and the beginning of a new papal era.
That's so racist.
Black smoke mean we couldn't decide. White folks, white smoke. Look at that. It's always black and white. Good Lord. Black smokes mean we can't. Black smoke, not black folks. Black smoke mean we haven't made a decision. White smoke mean we finna start a new journey. Yeah.
I wonder how young you what's the
it says under the age of 80.
I know, but I wonder
if there's like a minimum age, like you got to be over
21, 20. Because
who's the youngest? I wonder. Yeah, that'll be something.
Because
I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so if you and it's crazy because the timing. So Resurrection Sunday was this Sunday, and then he passed, a day after. Some call it Easter Monday,
mm-hmm.
and I think that's kind of interesting as well. And it may be more to it. Symbolically and spiritually and all of that stuff. So yeah, we thank y'all for tuning in, man. We hope y'all have an amazing week on purpose. Make it what you want it to be. Up next.
Yes, Sister Hughes.
Make you lose your shoes and shout all around the house. This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Kiana.
And we out.